I have a lot of young guys who watch the content on my channel, who listen to my podcast, who watch my videos, and several of you guys have asked me for more information about picking and choosing girlfriends. Now, I'm not trying to position myself as the end-all be-all authority on this topic of how you can know whether or not she's girlfriend material, but in my own life, I have done a pretty good job throughout my dating life of choosing good women. So in today's video, I'm going to share 8 ways to know if she could be potentially girlfriend material. My name is Zachary Stockill, and since 2013, I've been working one-on-one with men and women from all over the world, sometimes helping them choose girlfriends, other times helping them overcome jealousy and possessiveness in their relationships. If you'd like more information about my work or you'd like to work with me one-on-one, please visit my website at retroactivejealousy.com. Okay, just to reiterate one more time, I'm just a guy. I'm just a guy on YouTube. I'm not trying to say this is the way that everyone should choose girlfriends and this is the way that you have to choose your girlfriend. This is what has worked for me, but frankly, it's worked for me pretty darn well. And I talk to a lot of guys about this as well. These ideas work well for them too, so I think they're worthy of taking into account when you're dating someone and trying to decide whether or not she could be a potentially good long-term girlfriend. Point number 1, do I like her? Now, that may seem really obvious because you think that, okay, if you're dating her, obviously you like her. And by do I like her, I mean, is she my friend? Like, do I get a kick out of her? Does she have a good sense of humor? Do I like spending time with her? Could I be friends with this woman even if there was no sexual attraction, even if we were literally just friends? Do I like spending time with her? It frequently amazes me how many guys don't even take this into consideration when they're trying to get a girlfriend. For a lot of guys, the only consideration is, how hot is she? Is she hot? Yes or no? If she's hot and available, great, I'll make her my girlfriend. I don't think that works very well because obviously you're going to be spending a lot of time with this person. So do you have a friendly relationship? Is she your friend? Do you like hanging out with her? I think this is extremely important. Point number 2, which is kind of the flip side of point number 1, is there mutual attraction and compatible sexual values? In other words, I'm a very sexual guy. I love having sex, and a relationship where we have a lot of sex and we're open to exploring and we're sex positive and all that good stuff, that's very important to me. So if I met a woman and she was great and I liked her and things were good, but we just didn't have that mutual attraction, maybe we didn't have matching sex drives, maybe she was really sexually frigid and all the rest and she wasn't really open and she had all kinds of guards and stuff, that really wouldn't work for me. It just wouldn't work out. So mutual attraction and compatible sexual values are extremely important. Do not overlook this point because in some ways it's equally as important as point number 1. You could be best buddies, you could be best friends, but if you value sex, if you value attraction, if you value intimacy, sexual attraction obviously is extremely important. Point number 3, does she have a long-standing interest in long-term relationships? I'm not saying that she should never have ever been single in her life or she should never have done some exploration or anything like that. But does she have some kind of a track record of at least being interested in long-term relationships? Has she wanted to be a girlfriend and maybe a wife someday? Has she thought about family? Is she a crazy party girl? Because no disrespect to crazy party girls, but in general, sometimes they don't make the best long-term mates. And certainly if you meet a woman and she's in the prime of her sort of party lifestyle, there could be problems there if you want to create a long-term relationship with her. So for me personally, I want to date someone and potentially make her my girlfriend only if she has a long-standing interest in long-term relationships. Point number 4, how does she handle conflict? Can we fight well? Because there will be conflict. I don't think that it's a good idea to go looking for a woman where there's never any conflict, where she never tells you what she really thinks and she just goes along with everything. Or alternatively, she's a dictator and she makes you agree with her and she puts down all these rules and she's sort of controlling the relationship. Both of those extremes are no good. In a healthy relationship with 2 dynamic personalities, you're going to butt heads sometimes. You're going to have conflict. And the question is, how do you handle it? How well does she handle it? Does she shut down and freak out and she's totally not open to negotiation? Or does she try to communicate and is she self-reflective and can she control her emotions? How to handle conflict is a huge topic. I don't have time to get into it in this video. But above all, I want to make sure that we can fight at least somewhat well most of the time. We're open to negotiation. We're open to compromise when necessary. We have emotional control. We're adults, essentially, whenever there's conflict. Point number 5, related to the previous point, is there mutual respect? Do I respect her and does she respect me? Or when we have, fights or whatever, is there name calling and abuse and all kinds of that nastiness that I want to keep far away from my dating life? I want to keep that well away. Similarly, is she out flirting with other guys? Or is she, trying to get attention all the time on social media and being inappropriate on there? And, does she respect me? Does she respect my boundaries? And do I respect hers? Because it needs to be a two-way street. I think mutual respect is extremely important in long-term relationships. And without that, you're going to have all kinds of drama and chaos and fighting and all kinds of nastiness down the line. So a baseline of mutual respect is essential in my view if you're thinking about making someone your girlfriend. Point number 6, do I trust her? This is related to respect, obviously, but it really, needs to be hammered home here. Do I trust her when she's going out with her girlfriends once in a while? Do I think that she's going to be disrespecting me behind my back? Can I tell her things in confidence that she isn't going to go, tweeting about or something or posting on social media? Is she an adult who I can trust and she can trust me? Is there a baseline of mutual trust there as well, which is equally important as mutual respect? And a good way to know if you can trust someone is if you have open and honest conversations about your relationship boundaries and values, which is another huge conversation I don't have time for right now. But this is why it really pays off to be extremely upfront and honest about who you are and what you expect in your partner in a long-term relationship. It's not enough to merely assume that your partner gets it or assume that they have the same boundaries and values that you have, because maybe they don't. I think it's extremely important to have open and honest conversations about that stuff, about who you are in relationships and what you expect as early in the relationship as possible. Point number 7, does she have a sense of humor? To my mind, this is absolutely non-negotiable. I like to laugh. Life is absurd. Relationships are absurd. Life is really funny. And I want to be with someone who acknowledges and appreciates that, who can put up with my kind of messed up, very dark sense of humor when appropriate, who can laugh at my jokes, and maybe she makes me laugh once in a while as well. I think a baseline of humor is very important as well. Because life is really funny. Really, really funny. And I have met some people in my life who don't seem to realize that. They take everything way too damn seriously. They can't laugh at anything. They're extremely politically correct and very rigid in their philosophies and the way they hold themselves and the way they comport themselves. I don't want that in my life. Basically, I want a woman who likes to laugh, who can make me laugh as well. Does she have a sense of humor? Very important. And finally, number 8, does she want to go where I am going? I'm a man with big goals and a very clear mission and trajectory for my life. Obviously, I don't know for 100% certain how long it will take me to get to my certain destination, but I know where I'm going and I know the direction I want to go. And this can relate to things like, the job that I want to do, where I want to live, the kind of relationship I want to have, the kind of lifestyle I want to lead. All these things go into what I'm saying here. And does she want to go to the same place? Is she interested in living a similar lifestyle? Does she want to go where I am going? And is she open to letting me lead once in a while and letting me lead us to a better place that we couldn't get on our own? This might annoy some people because we live in this very PC, men and women are the same kind of time, but I want to be with a woman who's okay with letting me lead and who wants to go in roughly the same direction that I want to go. So there you have it. I probably annoyed a lot of people watching this, but that's okay. That's what YouTube is for, right? If you got anything out of this video, please take a minute to let me know by clicking the like button below. I'll also ask you to leave a comment beneath this video telling me what you think. Good, bad, ugly, I'd like to hear from you. And while you're at it, please be sure you are subscribed to my channel as well to be notified of new videos moving forward. Thanks again for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.